and son-in-law survived on their boat, but the storm still seemed far away. Hugo next struck Puerto Rico. Early estimates put the property damage at more than $40 million. "6 a.m., Folly Beach, South Carolina. Hurricane Hugo leaves a calling card. This time just a short downpour, but he'll be back. And James Island is already flooding. Police officer Tom Marshall gets a call for help. It's simple, just putting a hardtop on a Jeep. He worries about the calls police will get if residents don't leave soon.
Heading out. You can't see nothing.
We'll be out of here within the hour, and I appreciate your help.
At first light, it's easy to see the problem. There's just one way off of James Island, this bridge. The situation's the same on other barrier islands. Phil McClellan saw what Hurricane David did in '79 and fears Hugo will be much worse.
Whole top floor blew off.
As the waves offshore get bigger, the surfers can't resist.
We're evacuating as quickly as we can.
Just a few last-minute details to attend to.
Yeah, we have to clean up the beach first, and then we'll leave.
Folly is known as a family beach, and that means that no family member gets excluded, even if it can be tricky to pack the pet cat. And while almost everyone has left Folly Beach by afternoon, there are a few people who plan to tough it out. Bob Sturtz wants to stay. His wife wants to go.
I'm hoping before it's over with, we'll say sayonara out of here, but I'll stand by him.
You know, they call this place Folly Beach.
Yeah, folly, because of folly meaning foolishness.
Does that apply to you?
Oh, of course.
When the rain stops briefly, it's hard to believe there will be a hurricane. But locals say they know this calm and the fury that comes next.
As the winds began to pick up, businessmen worked hard to protect their shops, boarding up the windows, putting sandbags at the front door, trying to be optimistic.
We overdue for one. Maybe it won't be that bad.
But most businessmen are resigned to the fact that there will be damage in this area, especially to the street-level shops. They are not built up as many homes are in this area. If there is flooding, the street-level shops will feel the brunt of it. Everyone was urged by emergency officials to head for higher ground. Students at the College of Charleston were loaded on buses on their way to Columbia to get out of Hugo's path.
These are the last students left in our dormitories. The rest went home by their own means.
Those not able to head out of town went to a nearby evacuation center. That's where Margaret Green's family plans to ride out the storm.
We're making the best of it. Right now, it's almost like home.
But others, like John Hassel, aren't going anywhere. He's determined to stay home and protect his property from the storm, and is packing a pistol in case of trouble afterwards.
If anyone comes to my house or one of my neighbors' homes trying to get anything, we won't let it happen.
But no problems have been reported so far, and by mid-afternoon, the streets were empty as the city braced for Hugo.
It's dead down here. I've never seen anything like this. Very spooky.
For coastal Carolina residents, this is the first day to begin coping. Flashlights, batteries, kerosene, and all of life's necessities now seem to be luxury devices. Last-minute preparations brought on a spending spree, with people in search of survival items.
Cigarettes, sodas. You got soup, bread, crackers, stuff like that. Yes, I think so.
Kmart will be closing at 12 o'clock.
At high noon, most stores in nearby coastal communities closed, and it isn't known when they'll reopen. A shortage of ice has existed since yesterday. Clean water is available, but going quickly. This trailer load arrived from Midas Springs near Charlotte earlier in the day.
It's been wild. It's been busy here. We sold more water yesterday probably than we would normally sell in an entire week.
A computerized tracking chart of Hurricane Hugo as it makes its way toward the South Carolina coast. Jerry Wilson from Mecklenburg County's Emergency Management has been posting daily maps of its progress and its possible effects here.
We're expecting possible flooding in low-lying areas that would normally flood. And if we get the type of rain they're calling for, it could be, more flooding than anticipated.
Yeah, that's awful.
Across town, these engineers were rolling out the floodway maps to look for potential trouble spots. They highlighted locations that will likely flood if there's torrential rain. Spots like this daycare center on Eastway Drive.
Well, generally, 5 inches of rain would create pretty substantial localized flooding, backyard flooding, etc. When it starts getting up towards 10-inch range, we're talking about widespread flooding throughout Charlotte.
We have to still take some precautions because we could still easily see winds anywhere from, say, 50 to 80 miles per hour. Now, if that was to happen, some serious damage could be happening to trees. We could have some power outages.
In Cabarrus County, the Red Cross has already designated the Cannon YMCA as a shelter for 200 residents in Kannapolis.
From the reports that we've heard, we do feel that we need to be ready in the event. I would much rather be prepared and never have to use it than to have it arise and us not be ready.
I say 50-50 chance it's going to get some damage. No matter what I do here, it's going to tear something up.
But no matter what we could have done, we wouldn't have been prepared for what actually happened. Weather forecasters gave us plenty of warning. Charlotte-Mecklenburg had just put a new disaster plan into effect. But plans and warnings won't keep a tree off your house or power lines out of the road. Nobody was prepared for Hugo to still be a hurricane 200 miles inland. When we come back, we'll take a look at that night of terror.
We sure enjoy our home.
That's why we've invested in the Omni window system, America's preferred window.
The installers were fast, efficient, very neat, and right on time.
Real professionals.
Omni windows are the only windows endorsed by the American Window Institute.
Why are more and more American homes replacing their old drafty windows with Omni? Well, just look at the variety of shapes and styles. All feature Omni's XPE triple insulated glass for extra performance with energy efficiency. Now, this means more savings day after day. Plus, Omni windows carry a lifetime limited warranty. The strongest, most energy-efficient, maintenance-free window system available today with the all-new exclusive energy-efficient XPE triple insulated glass. For information and a chance to win a house full of Omni windows, call anytime.
You'll be glad you did.
We sure are.
Call Capital Improvements of the Carolinas at this number.
My crew and I sure know how to make this baby go fast, but your Carolina Ford dealers sure know how to make these #1 selling trucks go even faster, especially now during the Ford Truck Month clearance. First, you add a factory option package that'll save you over $2,200 on this Bronco too. Then you slap on either special financing or $1,250 cash back from Ford. Finally, you top it all off with a super Ford Truck Month clearance discount from your Carolina Ford dealer. Hey, with those kind of savings, they gotta go fast.
Single? Call the all-new dating hotline at 1-900-820-USA1, the area's finest telephone introduction service. If you're looking for fun, a night out, a talk on the phone, or even a lasting relationship, then call 1-900-820-USA1. Our exclusive service allows you to choose from hundreds of men and women from the area code you select. Call from anywhere for only $1.50 the first minute and 75 cents each additional minute. Call now, 1-900-820-USA1.
It's time to tee off to help the American Lung Association. 57 golf courses in the Piedmont and western North Carolina areas offer a way to improve your game and help save lives. For $30, you will receive a golf privilege card, a card that enables you to play a free round of golf at each participating golf course. Call your local American Lung Association for more information and make your next swing a lifesaver. That's not too bad.
Even before the full force of Hugo hit, the beach areas were taking a beating. Signs were flattened, banners shredded. Sandstorm-like conditions prevailed as the tide and surf moved ever closer to Ocean Drive. Hurricane-force winds arrived just before midnight, popping transformers, downing trees, and covering roads with debris. This awning-style roof on one business fought the storm for several hours. In the end, the storm won. High winds lasted several hours here. Damage is heavy, say officials, who believe it may take weeks or months to clean everything up.
The alarms are ringing all over town, but there's no one to answer them. In the center of Hurricane Hugo, there are just too many emergencies. This is the worst hurricane to hit Charleston in at least 30 years. We found ourselves caught in the fury of this storm. Winds so strong they bent trees and snapped them. Others pulled out by the roots. This Winnebago was flipped over twice. We found the safest spot available, a strip shopping center. It's 10 minutes until midnight, and Hurricane Hugo is lashing Charleston with the full force of its mighty winds. The eye of the hurricane is expected to pass nearby sometime within the next hour. But this shopping center was no match for Hugo, and as we watched, it began to break apart. But in the middle of these furious winds, suddenly they disappeared. It is now 9 minutes after 12, and this is the eye of a hurricane. Just a few minutes ago, it wasn't possible to stand in this parking lot. Now, there's an eerie calm. 40 minutes later, the winds are back with a vengeance. We take refuge from flying debris behind these pieces of plywood that flew in through the air.
Families and just piles of kids riding in cars, and they're just causing more and more problems for everybody. We can't even get crews out to work on this stuff.
All night, Carolinians huddled together in terror as Hugo howled outside in the darkness. Then at dawn, we staggered out to find that here in Charlotte, our city of trees had turned into a city of stumps and twisted limbs. We were stunned by what we saw, and it was clear that this entire area was just crippled. In just a moment, we'll show you how we began to cope with it.
We're about to. We're just heading around the block. Okay.
My crew and I sure know how to make this baby go fast, but your Carolina Ford dealers sure know how to make these #1 selling trucks go even faster, especially now during the Ford Truck Month clearance. First, you add a factory option package that'll save you over $1,300 on this Ford Ranger. Then you slap on either special financing or up to $1,000 cash back from Ford. Finally, you top it all off with a super Ford Truck Month clearance discount from your Carolina Ford dealer. Hey, with those kind of savings, they gotta go fast.
WBTV and Southeast Productions team up to bring you the exciting Carolina Sport Fishing Boat Show, October 26th through 29th at the Charlotte Convention Center. Whether you're into saltwater or freshwater fishing, the Carolina Sport Fishing Boat Show is for you. Meet 4 of the biggest names in the bass fishing business. Catch the casting demonstration in the giant bass tub, and check out the latest in boats, electronics, tackle, and supplies. All at the Carolina Sport Fishing Boat Show, October 26th through 29th, Charlotte Convention Center, Uptown Charlotte.
Hey kids, get ready to break out the crayons and markers and try your hand at Color the Weather. Just pick up an entry blank at your local McDonald's. Each night at 6, a winning picture will be displayed during the weather on WBTV News. Nightly winners will receive a $10 gift certificate from McDonald's. Each monthly winner can choose 2 of these prizes, and the grand prize at the end of the school year will be a Nintendo Power Play system and a family vacation for 4 at Disney World. So get ready to color the weather with WBTV.
Americans waste 137 million tons of food each year, enough to feed 49 million people.